warrior. This is day 11 of our 31 days of advocacy. January is National Human Trafficking Awareness and Prevention Month. And also, today, January 11th, has been designated National Human Trafficking Awareness Day, Wear Blue Day. Now, I'm going to break that down a little bit. Yes, indeed, I am wearing blue. Why blue? Blue is the color of trafficking. It's been designated the color because people who have been trafficked are blue. Sad. And we helping, teaching, looking for, honoring those victims, survivors are blue. So blue is the color. I'm here to say every day needs to be Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Now, I agree, it's great to have one day in particular where there's a lot of focus and advocacy, but I have to say, where it's hashtag Wear Blue Day, I mean, it can't hurt, but I wear blue anyway. But, and if you'll notice, I use a little blue heart after warriors because, again, we are loving, peaceful warriors. After all of our signatures and on Twitter, I mean X and Facebook. But you know what? It's okay. It can't hurt, like I said. But the focus must be on every single day. So I'm not going to be hashtagging Wear Blue Day and posting my picture wearing a blue blouse. Like I said, I wear blue anyway, but I gave in today. I'm wearing the blue. Here's what I want to talk about. All of our focus, as all of you are very well aware, is with the devastation with friends, family, just fellow Americans in California. It is unbelievable. So something like human trafficking, which remember, we have rebranded at the Warriors slavery, much more descriptive, the enslavement of people. So it really falls to the bottom of the totem pole. And, you know, I don't blame people. They cannot focus on this. But I am here to say, let us start the year 2025. We are going to be doing the 31 days of advocacy, these little nuggets. If all you do is listen to this video and think about it, if all you do is repost this, use one of your social media platforms for good, if you talk about it, and I urge, no, I actually beg you, if you have children or grandchildren, family members, to talk to them open and honestly, because this is the number one crime. That's debatable among a lot of people, but I've been told by law enforcement that I know and work with that this, the trafficking, the exploitation, the selling of a human being is really the number one crime in America. Untold amounts of money. They throw around figures, but I've heard these figures for the last several years, $150 billion worldwide industry. First of all, I wouldn't even call it an industry. It's a crime. It's a cabal. I don't even know what to call it. So we don't really know because a lot of people who are exploited never come forward. We may never hear from them again. We don't know. Stats and studies, another one of my arguments. Why aren't things more up to date? Why aren't money spent on a constant updating? Why aren't money spent on resources, empowerment, engagement, law enforcement? Even good organizations. The number one thing I hear from nonprofits, organizations, I'm thinking about it all week long. I was in meetings and really spreading our wings in collaborative efforts and brainstorming with people, is we don't have the resources. So when we're fighting the number one crime in America, that's only escalating. Because a good example is this. Now, you just bear with me when I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I did that 3 times, right? I snapped. And that means 3 children were exploited. So if that's what you have to for you to understand what's going on here, I ask you, and I always say, we cannot sit on the sidelines anymore. Each and every one of us must do something. You have the capacity. And you don't have to start a nonprofit. You don't have to be marching on Washington, although all of that helps. You have to be aware of what's going on. But then you have to also know a solution, a take action. So Have your tip sheet always ready. I always recommend that, especially if you have children. No, simple. Number one, call 911. We need records of things. Number two, any sort of images or inappropriate dialogue with a child online, you do not ever erase anything. You contact cybertipline.org, and you let them take it over from there. Third thing, do not be scared of these exploiters. They are criminals. They are criminals, and this is something you have to drill into the heads of our children. There are bad people out there, and we are here to protect you. And no child should fall under this criminal spell where they're harming themselves because of a complete stranger. So let us, on this National Day, Human Trafficking Awareness and Prevention, come together and make that warrior's commitment that our precious children come first, no matter what. Our teens come first. They can come to us about each and anything going on. We are not reacting, because remember, I always tell you, kids, I like to say 30 and under, have grown up in this digital internet bubble. It's really not their fault, everything that's going on. And that old excuse I hear from a lot of you out there, well, I didn't grow up with the internet. Well, I don't know. Well, I didn't grow up with the internet either. And you learn, you educate yourself, you adapt. You can go to YouTube and Google any subject and get videos on tutorials, how to do anything. So let's go, because 2025, I have a feeling the pendulum, it is slightly beginning to swing in our favor. We have a new administration coming in. We have a lot of confident people that we are going to have some legislation, appropriate legislation, addressed and passed. We are going to put more guardrails around our children. We are going to, don't you already see it without my going into detail, how big tech is kind of just flocking. They're flocking to Mar-a-Lago. They're flocking to D.C. because they want to be part of the right team. No pun intended there. So I ask all of you, think, remain vigilant. I know there's a lot going on. People are overwhelmed. It is horrifying, some of the things, visuals we are seeing. And that is a reminder that kids are seeing things about California on their phones, laptops. Just don't think it's the TV set. You're turning it off and shielding them. You know and I know when they have access to 4 devices, is the average in a household, they are seeing and hearing things. You be the protector. You be the leader. You be the one full of sharing facts, right? Truths. And you be that warrior. Honor. Our hashtag always, community creates change, because as we fight for legislation and we fight to get more people involved, we need the public. And that is the link missing, the public. So we need all of you. We need all of you. And thank you for always listening to me, for joining the Warriors. You can become a member on this channel. I need you to subscribe. That is free, the subscription, to build the algorithms. We are almost at that 10,000 mark, which I really have no shame. I want to get there by my birthday next week, because that puts us on YouTube in this new super highway. So more of the videos will be circulated, shown, means more people will hear us, know what we're talking about. I welcome all comments. Appropriate. I'll just leave it at that. And any ideas, any suggestions, you can always write to me, Lynn at lynswarriors.org. Website, lynswarriors.org. But get ready, because we cannot rest. We cannot just say, okay, everything's great now, new administration, it's all going to be fine. Don't ever think like that. Remain vigilant at all times. But the goal must be, at all costs, protecting children, teens, our young people. So let us use this day to raise further awareness. You know what's going on. You have resources. And you know what? You can do it. And help me and join us. Remember, community does indeed create change. Now, go out and be a warrior.